Welcome to Arts and Entertainment Houston Style. I'm your host, Alan Bourgeois, and today we have with us an up-and-coming artist by the name of Andrew Flores. Welcome, Andrew.
Hello. Thank you, Alan. How are you today?
Great. You have a wide variety of styles. What I'm used to seeing is a little bit of your old stuff, and I understand your new stuff is like night and day, as you once said. Why don't you just start with your old stuff? Describe what it is, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Well, the old stuff that I did, it's basically places that I've been. Some that are imaginary, well, some that just comes out of my mind whenever I do a piece, and then others are reflections of my past, a little bit of elements of my family. Those were things that, again, that represented my life in the past. Now, the new stuff that I'm doing is completely different. It's something that I'm stepping out of my own bounds, as it's where I'm doing the human figure. And so what I'm presenting are nudes, both female and male nudes.
Okay. Your artwork, is it acrylic, oils, what?
It is acrylic. I am experimenting with other mediums as well, but at the moment I'm doing acrylic.
And how long have you been painting? And
well, on and on, just about all my life. I mean, I've been doodling. Unconsciously been doodling and doing drawing all my life, you know. But when I really got started back was about in '05, and what really got me going was reading an article in the Houston Chronicle in connection with the Bayou City Art Festival. And there, when I read that article, it just put as they say, a fire in my belly, and it just motivated me to pick up a brush and really go after it. And so, as a result, 2 years of work was the result of the show that I had back in June. It was a place called Bohemios, and I got about 4 articles from the Houston Chronicle as a result from that. Yeah.
Now, your new show that's coming up, where's that?
It's at Eastman Galleries, and the director is Mr. Richard Eastman. He's the owner. It will be on the 13th and the 20th, next 2 weeks. That's a Thursday and a Friday. And they'll provide, I'm sure, with the information at the end of this program as far as the number and stuff.
Now, you're saying the 13th and the 20th, so they're only one-night shows each?
Yes, there's a show on Thursday, and that's meeting with the artists. And it's not just myself, it's meeting with different types of artists. So you'll get to meet people that do jewelry, you know, different types of crafts, artwork as well, and all kinds of stuff that might be appealing to the different people.
Wonderful. And you have a website so people can see your artwork?
Yes, I do. People can reach me at my email address is at andrewfloresart@msn.com, and my website is andrewfloresart.com. And of course, they can reach me by phone. It's 832-722-9599.
Wonderful. Now, your new artwork, you said, are going to be nudes. And you're stepping out of your boundaries in what way?
Yes, it's just someone kind of challenged me to it, and so it's sort of a way to explore, to see how you know, I'm feeling quite comfortable with it as well. It's sort of, in today's society, it's so unacceptable, and there's such a beauty as far as the body is concerned, whether it's male or female, and it's got such a, I mean, it's beautiful to look at.
Okay. So, in the context of this artwork, would you describe it as literal, or is it more your imagination?
More in my imagination. A lot of times whenever I do a piece, sometimes the image is right in my mind and it just comes right on out. And that's just how I work, you know, and so it just, you know, I mean, I don't know how it happens, but it's just I'm drawing and all of a sudden this image comes out, which I think for me is a part of creativity.
Cool. Now, the previous artwork that we had talked about, you said came from places you've been, such as what, beach scenes or?
Right. Well, there is one particular work. I have made copies of it to sell as well, and it's called a Texas Coastline. And how that came about was a friend of mine had a beach house off of Crystal Beach, and so he lent me the use of that beach house, and so I went out by myself and started doing drawings, and before you know it, just the particular image came up, and I liked the image, and of course it's been doing pretty well as far as selling up the prints. So, And then there's another one that's very dear to me. There are two of them that are very dear to me, and it's sort of in dedication to my parents. One of them has to do with my father. His name was Joe Flores, and what happened, what he did in the summer of 79, 80, I used to go work with him at his business, and so that was our father-son bonding time. And so in the piece that I've done, I have the house that I'm currently living in, which was built back in 1930, and what he did for a living was grade yards, and he also had a dump truck business. And so in the painting, you see my house, him on the tractor with his cowboy hat. That was his signature statement then, and the dump truck on one side and Palo Santo in the front. And so the name of that piece was called Building a City with My Father. And that piece there was very dear to me because those were the memories that I shared, that I remember of my father. Now he's gone, but to me, I'll always remember that, until, my last breath. But those were very special. That was our father-son bonding time. And then the other piece deals with my mother. Her name was Laura Flores, and so it chronicles her life. The name of the piece is called not Building a City, but Laura, a woman called Laura. And so I it just elements her life. And when I was writing the piece, each of them have synopsis to it. And so I tell you what, when I was doing that written statement, of course, there was a time when I wasn't a dried eye. It was very emotional. So, but that was also very well as far as selling. So I figured that a lot of times whenever I have a written statement with the piece of work, it tells a story, and so a lot of people really buy into that, and so that's why a lot of those have gone pretty well as well.
Great.
So
now, do you see yourself doing any other type of artwork after, down the road?
Yes, I do. I'm looking at eventually going to oils. I do a lot of pencils, pen and ink. So I'm exploring with a lot of stuff. I mean, where I work at, I work at a furniture store, and so in some of the boxes they have the styrofoams, and so I just saw something today that looks like, oh, that could be another art piece there in the making. So I'm kind of experimenting with different materials, to put things together.
We wish you the best of luck. And the email address again is andrewfloresart.com. And for also more information, you can check out our website at wizardcandp.com, where we have a link to his website as well. And thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.